What's up, my beautiful people? This is your boy Stephanie, your Afro-Grenadian ambassador. Welcome back to my channel. My channel members, welcome you. Subscribers, new subscribers, thank you very much. And viewers, and don't forget to watch all the ads that are placed on my videos. Well, in today's video, my friends, our Prime Minister continues to be in the spotlight, mending the bridge between Africa and Grenada. And upon his visit to the Dangote oil refinery, he had made a courtesy visit to the governor of Lagos. And it was quite interesting to see how our brothers there received our Prime Minister as their very own. Let's take a listen to the visitation, the meeting, and what the Prime Minister said, and the governor of Lagos, what they said in complimenting each other's presence, visit. Our Prime Minister was warmly welcomed by our Nigerian brothers and sisters. So let's take a listen about what he said, the Prime Minister of Grenada and the governor of Lagos. Roll the tape.
With your permission, I want to say the purpose of the courtesy visit to His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State. Prime Minister, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency Governor, members of your cabinet, Mr. Dangote, members of the delegation accompanying me, members of the media who are here. Good afternoon. Your Excellency, it's an absolute honor to have the privilege to pay a courtesy call on you this afternoon. As you're aware, I had the privilege of welcoming you to Grenada when you paid a courtesy call on me last year. We promised then that this would mark the beginning of closer relations between the state of Lagos and the state of Grenada. And so my courtesy visit, quickly following on from your visit last year, is really to pay respect to you, to the state of Lagos, the citizens of Lagos, in recognizing that we do intend to make good on our commitment to foster closer and more direct socio-economic as well as political relations with the state of Lagos and with you and your governorship. So I'm really happy to be here. This is, as I said, merely a courtesy call. We had some discussions earlier as to the various areas of cooperation that we certainly think we need to pursue. We can start with areas of the movement of our people, because I think that's the starting point. If I can't get to Lagos and if you can't get to Grenada, it becomes obviously very difficult for us to pursue that relationship. And so that's one area that I think we certainly want to pursue closer ties, and to do that, we need to ensure that we have the logistics in place to allow for the movement of our peoples to see each other, to hear each other, to exchange and learn from each other. I had the honor of being hosted by your advisor to tourism earlier today. I've already indicated to him we will put him in contact with our director of our board of tourism so that we can start exploring how we can be very deliberate and specific about those exchanges. We certainly think that there are significant opportunities for investment from both perspectives, from the perspective of businessmen and women in Lagos, seeing the Caribbean as a hub for further investment in the Caribbean, Central and Latin America. And as we know, there is a significant diaspora in the Caribbean, in North America, in South America, Central America. Sometimes South and Central America is forgotten, but the Caribbean sits between the two. So we also think that there are significant opportunities for there. Our culture, food, fashion, film industry. I think the music has already taken off and has become renowned, and citizens of the diaspora are always eager to hear, see, host and be entertained by the enormous talent that has come out from Africa over the last decade with Afrobeats. We certainly think there are greater opportunities for collaboration between Afrobeat artists and Caribbean artists. And we've already hosted some of those events in Grenada, And we think, again, there's an opportunity for tourism, cultural exchange in those areas. So we certainly will identify other areas that we can cooperate in. I've had the privilege also of spending some time with the best of the best, Mr. Dangote, who's I had the honor of visiting the refinery as well. So I see the tremendous work he's doing in reshaping the economic landscape in Lagos, and I want to commend him for him and commend you, governorship, for supporting that initiative, because I think it's not just about Lagos or Nigeria or Africa, but really about the black world, about the developing world, and they need to have greater control over our economic direction. So again, thank you for the opportunity of hosting me, and I look forward to our relationship growing stronger and stronger. Thank you.
Thank you very much, His Excellency. Mr. Governor, I've also been informed that His Excellency is the Chairman, Heads of Government of Caribbean countries.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. But I invite Mr. Governor to respond to the remark of His Excellency.
Well, thank you very much. Let me, on behalf of the Lagos team and cabinet members, let me welcome to the State House here in Marina, my very good friend and brother, His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Grenada, Honorable Dixon Mitchell, of course, with his lovely kids, with his entourage, and who we call the President of the private sector, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, and his team. Let me welcome you to Lagos formally and to Marina. I'm aware that you quietly came in about 2 nights ago. Alhaji, without collecting the keys of the city, brought you in, but you've done the proper thing. Now you can get the real keys to the city. So you're welcome to Lagos. You're welcome to the Center of Excellence, I would say. We're welcome to the state of aquatic splendor. You're welcome to a city-state that is the commercial economic nerve center of our country. You're welcome to a state that has over 22 million population. I imagine you've only just seen a little bit of it, but you're welcome to a city that is the nucleus of our country, because there is no ethnicity, there is no color, there is no diversity that is not in Lagos, And what we also say is that if you've not been to Lagos, you've not been to Nigeria, right? And so you're welcome. We're happy that you've taken out time. A very, very busy schedule to visit our country and Lagos in particular. We're excited that you've gone around to 1 or 2 places and you've seen the sheer size and the opportunity that are abound. But more importantly, first is really to commend you and to congratulate you on your leadership, amongst all of the Caribbean nations, to have given you this mantle of leadership right now. We believe that is apt and that you will lead the Caribbean countries very well, and during your time we'll begin to see the African Caribbean relationship also grow and foster. The last time we were together in Bahamas during the Afro-Exim annual general meeting, and we could see the Afro-Caribbean integration being further explored then, and we're all so convinced that we're closer to ourselves than other parts of the world, Europe or Asia and the rest of it. And we all look alike, quite frankly. We know the history, and the culture, of who we are and how we can take that forward. So we want to, say that, during this time, we believe in your leadership. We believe that you will not only take the Caribbean nations forward, but the Grenadians also will feel, your leadership at this time. We know sometimes it's tough, because earlier in the year there were all sort of climate issues that affected some of the countries. That is also happening everywhere. Lagos is also not immune to climate changes, so we all need to be as resilient as possible and be able to absorb the shock and move on. But more importantly, is really for us to see how we can advance relationship between ourselves, our people, in areas that we've identified. Culture is critical, like you said, and we should advance that conversation. And how do we get our people, across from Africa, from Nigeria into the Caribbean? We have one airline that we're talking to, and let's see how that takes off. It's important for us, even as diasporans, because I know that there's a whole lot of cultural exchange, that we need to begin to push forward and implement. So Alaji, who is leading the private sector in the country, have also taken you around what we see as the biggest refinery in the entire world. The audacity of even backing that, we can only but commend, continue to commend him. and so with that, we see an African partnership, we see a Nigerian growth partnership that we can lend to other parts of the world. Is a man that we all respect and very courageous, and we continue to learn and from him. But on the political side, we are happy to see how we can further deepen ties and bilateral movement, arts, culture, entertainment. These are things that pretty much are common between our two regions. And let's look at how we can develop that mineral resources, and just sort of like create an ecosystem that our people can indeed be very intentional and be deliberate and create businesses in these two regions. So I want to once again also thank you for seeing Lagos as a home. I will continue to expect that your free time, please do come. We look more alike than some other parts, and thanks for bringing your two lovely kids, and that I'm sure will leave a very strong, lasting, impression, onto them to see, a different world, and out of one of the stories that they've told them that Africa is this and is that, they've seen that indeed development is here and there's real growth. And also thank other members of your entourage and to say that we're happy, we're grateful with your leadership. We wish you all the very, very best, in your country, in your region, and we believe that, the mantle of leadership that you have now will help galvanize and improve, the Caribbean-African relationship, the West African, and Caribbean relationship, more importantly, and we can both create an ecosystem that our people will be happy, will be happy with us, and that's our desire. So once again, thank you very much, Mr. Prime Minister. Wish you all the very, very best, and can be rest assured that you have a brother in us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Governor. We'd like to make presentation to His Excellency the Prime Minister. Photograph Mr. Governor and the
So my brothers and sisters, as you can see, Grenada and Nigeria continue to strengthen bonds with each other. And I want to say, our Prime Minister is doing a very, very good job. I am proud as a Grenadian and a citizen of a small island nation that has a population just about 110 to 120,000 people. We are a small nation, but we are doing big things. Grenada is doing big things, and we are not shattering the barriers between Africa and us. That barrier is shattered. The dots are connecting, and we are becoming one again with our people, because Nigeria is our people. The whole of Africa is our people, but Nigeria in particular, because of our history, and a huge percentage of our ancestors came from this region of Africa. And so it is wonderfully to see how our Prime Minister continues to go on the motherland, continues to meet the people, not just meet, but do, creating avenues and ensuring that we begin to do business with each other. We begin to forge relationship in a practical way, not just theoretically, but practically. And the Prime Minister is doing such. He's been practical about his vision when it comes to Grenada and the motherland. So I'm very proud. I'm very proud. Soon, soon I am hoping that we would have the exchange of of the motherland here in Grenada. When it comes to culture, food, education. Yeah, and we are seeing, and I love how our Prime Minister is continuing to show the world, show Grenadians especially, that Nigerians are not who people paint them to be. Actually, Nigeria. I'm pleased to see how they are. How warmly they have welcomed our Prime Minister. Guys, I'm lost of words. Because I'm trying to get the words to explain and describe. The wonderful atmosphere that we are seeing when it comes to our Prime Minister visiting the motherland. They have welcomed him as one of their own. As the governor said, we are one people. We are alike. We are one people. And yeah, there is nothing to be afraid of. Don't buy into the fear and the propaganda about Africa and Africans, especially Nigerians. They are our people. They are wonderful, welcome people. Welcome people. I am glad to see. No wonder why. Where how we got that attitude from as Grenadians, how welcoming we are to people, is because, as you can see, it's reflected through our mother Africa. Especially Nigeria. We refer to Nigeria as our mother. Yeah, and so. Yes, wonderfully, man. I'm glad to see how our Prime Minister is continuing to fly the flag of Pan-Africanism and continuing to be practical in what he's doing. A lot of people may not understand. They will not understand what is going on here. But as time goes by, I believe as the Prime Minister continue to be firm and do not be discouraged, when it comes to a forging relationship with our brothers and sisters on the motherland and Nigeria in particular. The veil of colonization, the scale of colonization will soon fall off from a lot of us Grenadians who are still colonizing the mind. Our eyes are beginning to open, and the brainwashing, that we were brainwashed with is beginning to fade because our Prime Minister is showing us that anything is possible, that we will come back as one again, and he's doing that tremendously. We are becoming one with Africa again. Yes, it's wonderful. So guys, I will stop here because words cannot explain. Either the words, the vocabulary that I have is not enough to explain, the beauty of what is going on here. So thank you guys. See you next time in the upcoming videos. God bless you.
Oh!